وبعد. Tonight بإذن الله تعالى يوم الثلاثاء مساء الثلاثاء ليلة الأربعاء this Wednesday night, which is in fact the 5th of Sha'aban, the 5th of Sha'aban. So Ramadan is closing in upon us 1,424 years after the migration of the Prophet ﷺ from Mecca to Medina, which is in accordance with October the 1st, 2003. We studied the work of Shaykh al-Islam, Awais Abdullah Ahmad. It is this explanation of al-Aqidah al Wasitiyyah. Need something? And we'll be starting with the mutton of the text of the work tonight, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And the first word in the text is Bismillah. Bismillah. What? No, we said that we will go back to that. We will go right to the text. And we will go back to that because it's very detailed. Very detailed. And so therefore, since it's very detailed, we want to make sure we have a sound basis. Then we go back. So the Sheikh is talking to different levels of people. And so we act. So therefore, the mubtadi', not the mubtadi', the mubtadi', the beginner, if he goes into this, if we go into all of that, without first explaining what the basis is, it's clear that he may be lost. So we're not making ikhtisar, but we're saying that intro can wait until such time as everyone has a firm fitting and I want to thought. Then we go back to that, inshallah. The beginning with the basmala, هي شأن جميع المؤلفين. This is the habit and the way and the manner of all authors who have authored a work or a book. Anyone who has written a book, they start with Bismillah. That's why he calls it شأن جميع المؤلفين. The way or the habit of all of the authors is that they start with Bismillah. ابتداء بكتاب الله. They use as example for this matter. It's different than it usually is. Just a moment. We'll work it out. Just to save the art stuff. اقتداء بكتاب الله, following the example of the book of Allah. Since when it was revealed with Bismillah, and it was the beginning of every surah. واستنادا, I mean, when you say every surah, he means every surah, of course, surah al-Jama'ah. But we're not going to pick over details. واستنادا إلى سنة رسول, connecting himself also and acting upon the Sunnah of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he would start with Bismillah, start his letters with Bismillah, the letters that he would send out, and so on and so forth. So he's saying that there is a dalil in Kitab and in Sunnah, and it is the habit of the mu'allifun, the authors of work, that they start with Bismillah. And if you were to ask them why they're doing this, they say we do it because we're following the book of Allah. This is how it was revealed. And we're following the Sunnah of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Now he goes into the i'rab of Bismillah and its meaning, and he said, تَكَلَّمْ فِيهِ نَاسٌ كَثِيرًا. A lot of different people talked about that. This has been the area of discussion of a lot of experts in the language about this issue of Bismillah and what is connected. He said the best thing to say about it, and the only reason I'm mentioning it is because it's before us, and to know that the best translation for this word, where you're going to find it, believe it or not, is on the cover of an American Muslim journal. That's where you're going to find the best translation for Bismillah. Believe it or not. That's the best translation for Bismillah. Because most of our brothers would say, in the name of Allah, kaza wa kaza. And if I ask you, what it said on that cover, you would say, what's the name of Allah? And that's the correct translation of the meaning. Listen to this. إنها متعلقة, it is connected with a verb that is not present there physically, محذوف. That is delayed, مناسب للمقام, in accordance with its position, its place. فإذا قدمتها بين يدي الأكل, if you were to proceed before you ate, you were to say Bismillah, what would it mean? يقوم بتقدير, the proper expression would be Bismillah akil. With the name of Allah, I eat. وبين يدي القراءة, if you were to place before you read, what would it mean? Bismillah aqra. With the name of Allah, I read. So this is what it means. And anyway, he goes into a detailed matter here in this clause that really doesn't concern us that much. But what we want to know is what does Bismillah mean, and that's what it means. And with the name of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, I do this action that I'm doing. Tabarakan, seeking the blessing of Allah, and seeking the help of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. And nasta'inu billah, seeking the help of Allah, wa tabarakan, seeking the blessing of Allah. So rather than in the name of Allah, is what's the name of Allah? What's the name of Allah I read? What's the name of Allah I drink? What's the name of Allah I have relations with my wife? What's the name of Allah I get into my car? What's the name of Allah I do this, I do that? What's the name of Allah? Seeking the blessing of Allah ta'ala for that. And in this respect, what is he saying? What's the name of Allah I write this particular risala? What's the name of Allah? I write this particular risala. Okay. We go past some of the lugha issues that he brings. Because Ibn Taymiyyah, if he's nothing else, he's a lughawi. And he's going to bring you lugha. This is a man who mastered the Arabic language and gave emphasis to it. While you cannot sit in his circle. We used to hide in his circle. When I say we, I don't mean like I was there every day with him. You know, don't give you that impression. But from the standpoint of his durus in the haram, that anyone could attend, because he would be there for the month of Ramadan, everyone would sit there. And he would point you out. You know, this matter that we do here is light. He will point you out. Answer your father. Answer, the one in the green. Yeah. Here. Right? Like this. Boom. Stand up. What is this and what is that? You know? Say ibadah, point you out, give me the i'rab of that. Explain how that fits grammatically in the sentence and what each word in that sentence means grammatically. Huh? And what should be on the end of each of those words. This is the knowledge of i'rab. He stressed that to his students to the degree that they're young, 10 and 11 knew, and the old knew. So many brothers used to duck, you know. All right, come here. Don't let them see. So you'll find that he does this throughout the book. But are we going to be able to cover that particular aspect? We can't do that at this point in time. But in the future, inshallah. So, first of all, we need to understand why, as he stated here, the fi'l is mahzoof wa muta'akhir, it's delayed. In delaying the verb in the Arabic language, and taqdeem al-ma'amul, as they call it, you feel al-hasr, that this thing is centered only around that particular matter that you're talking about. So you say, Bismillah aqra, in the name of Allah I read, is just like saying, La aqra illa bi ismillah. I don't read except with the name of Allah. Hasr. You're isolating that or restricting that, that's a good word, restricting that to Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. And also, you're getting the blessing, right? In looking for the blessing and putting the name of Allah there. So, Bismillah with the name of Allah, I start. So Bismillah, Bismillah Aqra. It's more khas, it's more particular. Now the name Allah is the name of Allah Ta'ala upon himself, Azza wa Jal. No one else has the right to have that name, nor its meaning. It's Ma'aloo, the one who is to be worshipped. Ayy al-Mahbud. You have to know what the name Allah means, right? What Allah means? He's telling you. Because it comes with Bismillah. Al-Ma'bud, the one who is worshipped. Muhabbatan wa ta'zeeman. Out of love and glorification and recognition of his greatness. وهو مشتق على القول الراجح بقوله تعالى. It is taken from another source, the actual name itself in Arabic, and this is called the qawl al-rajih. Otherwise, the most correct statement. In any statement or any matter that you're talking about, you have a rajih wal marjuh. You have two statements. One is that which is correct, that's the rajih, and one is that which you reject, which is marjuh. So the qawl al-rajih, the best of the statements here is that it's taken from like the ayah, وَهُوَ اللَّهُ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَفِي الْأَرْضِ. And he is Allah in the heavens and in the earth. يَعْلَمُ سِرَّكُمْ وَجَهْرَكُمْ. He knows your hidden and your outer. Al-An'am verse 3. فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ متعلق بلفظ جلالة, connected to Allah. And هو معلوم في السماوات وفي الأرض. He is the one who is worshipped in the heavens and the earth. He's the one who has the right to be worshipped in the heavens and in the earth. Ar-Rahman فهو ذو رحمة الواسعة. Ar-Rahman, and someone says, brother, what is the meaning of Rahman? He has the meaning of Bismillah. You have the meaning of Bismillah. You have the meaning of Allah. I'm going to ask. Next time, we'll ask what Allah means and where it comes from. You have the source from the ayah, and you have what Allah means. The one that is worship. Muhabbatan wa ta'zeem. Right? And in this respect, it means see God, the one that only has the right to be worshipped. فَهُوَ ذُو الرَّحْمَةِ. He is the possessor of Rahmah. Ar-Rahman, the possessor of mercy. Al-Wasi'ah, wide, expansive, comprehensive, total mercy, Rahmah. Because in Arabic, fi'lan, when you say fi'lan like that, the Arab, as you know, has a wazn, has a scale for their language. Oh yeah, they have a scale for their language. So they have a scale for the verbs. When you have that scale, fi'lan, right? You understand fil lugha al-Arabiyyah that this, you're talking about something si'ah, something wide, something intila, something full. Ar-Rahman, right? So it's on that level. Come and you call, if you say, Rajulun Ghadban, man who's angry. And he's full of anger. He has all this anger. He's not a little angry. You said Ghadban. Not qad ghadab as-sayyid. Man, kind of angry. No, who a Ghadban, man? This brother's angry, right? Full of it. Full of anger. إِذَا امْتَلَأَ غَضَبًا. If he's full of anger, this is what you would say. So Ar-Rahman, therefore, is the one who's full of what? Mercy. Full of mercy. So if you had to say it, if you had to translate it, what would you say? Would you say, in the name of Allah, the most merciful? You could say that. Or would you say, with the name of Allah, the one full of mercy? You can see which one would be more adequate to what we're talking about. Ar-Rahim, the merciful, Ism, Yudillu. So both of them deal with mercy now. Ar-Rahman and Rahim, both of them deal with mercy. Ism Yudillu ala fi'l. Right? It's a noun that gives you evidence of a verb. You know, fa'il bima'na fa'il. Here, ar-Rahim is fa'il. Rahim, fa'il. That was the left scale. Ar-Rahman, fi'lan. That scale, right? So this is fa'il. Bima'na fa'il though. For it means that this is one who sends that rahmah, gives that rahmah, conveys that mercy to others. He conveys that mercy to others. Ar-Rahman is full of mercy, and Ar-Rahim is the one who conveys that mercy. The same one, Allah Ta'ala, but this is the quality of conveying that mercy to others. All right? فَيَسْتَمِعْ, they come together. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. In the rahmatullah wasiya, because they come together because when you say the most merciful, the one who conveys that mercy to others, that the rahmat of Allah is wasi'ah, the rahmat of Allah and the mercy of Allah is expansive, وَإِنَّهَا وَاسِلَةٌ إِلَى خَلْقٍ, and it is connected or being conveyed to the creatures. It has been placed upon, it has been given to the creatures. He's Ar-Rahman, full of mercy, and he's Rahim, the one who conveys that mercy to his creation. Conveys that mercy to his creation. So they're there together, these two particular qualities of Allah Ta'ala. This is what some of them mean when he said, هَذَا مَا هُوَ أَوْمَا إِلَيْهِ بَعْدَهُم, pointed to, some of them pointed to. When they said, Ar-Rahman, the most merciful, Rahmatun Amma, is a general mercy. War-Rahim, the most merciful, or the one who conveys that mercy to others, Rahmatun Khasa, is a particular type of mercy. Bil-Mu'mineen, for the believers. For the believers. It would be to say that Ar-Rahman is for everyone, and Ar-Rahim is for the believers exclusively. ولما كان رحمة الله للكافر رحمة خاصة في الدنيا فقط فكأنها لا رحمة لهم. And since the mercy of Allah that he shows that kafir is only in this world, then it says this is no mercy for them. Because this world is temporary, transitory, doesn't last long, it's nothing. If this world meant to Allah as much as a wing of a mosquito, he would not have given the kafir a drink of water from it. Nothing. So since the mercy for this kafir is only in this world, then it's as if what? He has no mercy. No mercy has been conveyed to him. لَإِنْهُمْ فِي الْآخِرَةِ يَقُولُ تَعَالَ لَهُمْ, because in the hereafter Allah will say to them, when they ask Allah to bring them out of the hellfire, and they come to Allah Ta'ala seeking wasila, seeking closeness or nearness to him, بِرُبُوبِيَّتِهِ, by recognizing his lordship, by recognition of his lordship, upon that he is a Lord, that he is a master, they would say, رَبَّنَا, O our Lord, أَخْرِجْنَا مِنْهَا, bring us out of it, فَإِنْ أُدْنَا فَإِنَّا الظَّالِمُونَ, if we return to it, then we are the unjust. So the Mu'minun, verse 107, فَلَا تُدْرِكُهُمُ الرَّحْمَةِ, mercy will not reach them. بَلْ يُدْرِكُهُمُ الْعَدْلِ, but what will reach them is justice. فَيَقُوَ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ لَهُمْ, Allah will say, so be quiet, فِيهَا, in it, وَلَا تُكَلِّمُونَ, and don't talk. Surah Mu'minun, verse 108. So as if the rahmah is just for the believers, ar-Rahim, just for the believers, just for the believers. And this is the meaning that you get from it when you start to reflect upon it. Now when you recite ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, you understand that Allah Ta'ala is the one full of mercy, and that he is the one who conveys that mercy to others, and that this mercy is something particular for the mu'minun, for the believers. Allah Ta'ala is to be praised ala kamalihi, upon his perfection azza wa jal, wa ala in'amihi, and on his blessings. This is taken, he's giving this as an explanation of the next part that the Sheikh brings. Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah. He said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alhamdulillah alladhi arsala rasulahu bil huda wa din al-haq liyudhhiruhu ala din kullih. This is how he started his book, his work. With the name of Allah, the one full of mercy, the one who conveys that mercy to others. All praise to Allah, who sent his messenger with the guidance and the religion of truth to make it apparent and dominant over all other religions. This is how he starts. So the Sheikh explains, Alhamdulillah, that Allah Ta'ala is to be praised first of all for his perfection. That he's perfect, subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is absolutely no defect, absolutely no deficiency, absolutely no discrepancy with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Faultless, perfect, totally. So he is to be praised for that, subhanahu. وَعَلَى إِنْعَامِهِ, and then upon his blessings, his many blessings and his bounties and his gifts to the creatures. فَنَحْنُ نَحْمُدُ اللَّهَ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ. We praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Sheikh says. نَحْمُدُ اللَّهِ, I mean all of us do it. Right? Not أَحْمُدُ اللَّهِ, I praise him. نَحْمُدُ اللَّهِ, we all do it. عَزَّ وَجَلَّ, لِأَنْهُ كَامِلَ الصِّفَاتِ, because he's perfect in his qualities. مِنْ كُلِّ وَجْهٍ, from every aspect. From every aspect. There's no aspect that you can consider the qualities of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala except you consider them as perfect. As perfect. وَنَحْمَدُهُ أَيْضًا, we praise him also because لِأَنَّهُ, verily he is كَامِلَ الْإِنْعَامِ وَالْإِحْسَانِ. He is complete and perfect in his blessings and his bounties and the goodness that he conveys to his creatures. His blessings, his bounties, and the goodness that he does to the creatures. Al-Ihsan. Now listen to this ayah. وَمَا بِكُم مِّن نِعْمَةٍ, and whatever you have of blessings, فَمِنَ اللَّهِ, then it's from Allah. ثُمَّ إِذَا مَسَّكُمُ الضُّرُّ فَإِلَيْهِ تَجْأَرُونَ. And then if some harm reaches you, then to him you return. You go back to him. You complain to him. You call upon him. So the Nahl, verse 53. وَأَكْبَرَ نِعْمَةٍ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ بِهَا عَلَى الْخَلْقِ, and the greatest blessing that Allah Ta'ala has blessed the creatures with, إِرْسَالُ الرُّسُلِ, sending the messengers. الَّذِي بِهِ هِدَايَةُ الْخَلْقِ, which through these messengers came the guidance to the creatures. This is the greatest blessing. Remember this point. This is the greatest blessing. He says, أكبر النعمة, the greatest blessing, أنم الله بها على الخلق, that Allah has blessed the whole creation with. For the coming of the messengers is a blessing for all creatures. All creatures. Not just men, not just jinn, but all creatures. For with the guidance of the messenger, even animals are treated right. A woman entered the hellfire because of a cat. Tied the cat up, did not allow the cat to eat or drink for itself, nor did she give it. Prostitute entered the Jannah and was forgiven for a dog. Dog was thirsty. She went in the well, put some water in the heel of her shoe, and gave him to drink. How do you even treat animals? It's a blessing. Why don't you know that the birds and the bees, the atmosphere, the sun, the moon, the stars, the universe are happy when the believer upon the guidance of the Messenger alayhi salam is around? And that these same birds and bees are happy if John Paul should croak tomorrow? Huh? And if Warren's bee will fall down some holes? That the birds will be happy, and the birds will sing, and they're happy. The bees will be happy. You know, the trees will have a break. You see, the grass will be in total serenity and peace and enjoyment, happiness. As this Muqtada has left the land. You see, this is the reality of the matter. Akbar ni'mah, the greatest blessing that Allah Ta'ala has blessed the creatures with, irsal al-rusul, sending the messengers. From through them came, right, what Allah gave them, hidayat al-khalq, the guidance of the creatures. وَلِهَذَا يَقُولُ الْمُؤَلَّفُ. This is why the author says, Alhamdulillah الَّذِي أَرْسَلَ رَسُولَهُ بِالْهُدَى وَدِينِ الْحَقِّ. This ayah. All praise be to Allah who has sent the messengers. Has sent his messenger, rather. Messenger here. Has sent his messenger with the guidance and religion of truth. وَالْمُرَادْ بِالرُّسُولِ هُنَا الْجِنْس. Now he said Rusul here means the jins, all of them together. فَإِنَّ جَمِيعَ الرُّسُلِ, all of them, was sent with guidance, وَدِينَ الْحَقِّ. Other words, where you look up the ayah now in this translation, you will find all praise to Allah who sent his messenger with the guidance and religion of truth. He's saying that the messenger here should not be taken specifically to mean the Prophet ﷺ, but all of the messengers. For all of the messengers came with the guidance and the religion of truth. The guidance and the religion of truth. Right? وَلَكِنَ الَّذِي أَكْمَلَ اللَّهُ بِهِ رِسَالَةً. But the one who Allah Ta'ala completed the message with, gave finality to the message with, sealed the message with, was Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. فَإِنْهُ قَدْ خَتَمَ اللَّهُ بِهِ الْأَنْبِيَاءِ. He's the seal of the prophets and the messengers. Get it straight. Get it straight. They used to say, some of these fools, yeah, he's the seal of prophets, messenger, something else. You're right. For every messenger is a prophet, but not every prophet is a messenger. So you have to be a prophet first, fool, before you can even become a messenger. So there's no need in you running around here saying he's the last of the prophets, but he didn't say the last of the messengers. If it's the last of the prophets, then it cuts off the door. For unless you reach prophethood, you can never get to messengership. Let that be understood. And I'm sure it's understood before I said it. عَلَى كُلِّ حَالٍ وَتَمَّ بِهِ بَنَاهُ. Completed with him the building. He completed with Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam the building. كما وصف محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم الرسل. This is the Prophet ﷺ's example of him in relation to other messengers, the rest of the messengers. And كالرجل, as a man, beautiful parable we get now, Dean. As a man, bana qasran, built a palace. وَأَتَمَّهُ, he completed it. Completely built a palace. إِلَّا مَوْضِعْ لَبَنَ, except the space of a brick. Picture it, brothers. This beautiful edifice, this beautiful building, this beautiful palace has been built. It is total. It is complete, except for the space of a brick. A space of a brick. The people come to this great, beautiful palace. وَتَعَجَّبُونَ مِنْهُ, and they're astonished by it. How beautiful it is. How tall it is. How wide it is. How expensive it is. How wonderful it is. إِلَّا, except مَوْضِعَ هَذِهِ لَمَّةٍ, this space of a brick. This opening that is left right here. يقول, the Prophet Islam say, فَأَنَا اللَّبَنَ, I'm that brick. وَأَنَا خَاتِمُ النَّبِيِّينَ, and I'm the last of the prophets. Rawahu Bukhari, related by Bukhari, in his book al-Manaqib, and it's under the chapter heading, the seal of the Prophet, alayhi salam, related by Muslim, in his book al-Fada'il, and he says his book al-Manaqib. These are books in Bukhari and Muslim. Because you know Bukhari and Muslim, they're books within their books. And then there are chapters within those books. So if you hear somebody say, Rawahu Bukhari, Kitab al-Naqib, Babu Khatam Nabiyyin, he's saying that this chapter is in there. So Sahih Muslim similarly, it's a book of Fada'il. If you go to volume 4 in the English version, you will find this hadith in the book of Fada'il, the virtues. Bab, chapter, Dhikr Qawnahu sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Khatam al-Nabiyyin, the fact that he is the last or the seal of the prophets. Now, Bil Huda, because we said all praise to Allah who sent his messenger with Huda. Now right now, if I ask you what Huda means, You may not know. And this is not no aib upon us. If we have had time to do so, it would be. And if brothers have had time to study these words, then it would be. It would be aib. But in a general sense, most people don't read tafsir, and therefore don't know the meaning of this ayah. Automatically what it means. Al-huda, al-ba' huna li-musahiba, wal-huda huwa ilm al-nafi'. Don't forget that. Guidance, when it comes, means beneficial knowledge. Ilm al-nafi'. Beneficial knowledge. What is guidance? Guidance is beneficial knowledge. Guidance is beneficial knowledge. يعني أي إن مرسل به هو الهدى ودين الحق. That which has been sent. It could also mean in Arabic language with this ba could change things. It could be either ba' musahiba or ba' al-ta'diyah, and I'll leave that like I said it. But the meaning is that it would change its meaning depending on how the ba' is placed in a sentence. Nevertheless, it could mean in al-mursal, that which was sent is huda wa din al-haq, is guidance and the religion of truth. Now, din al-haq, if I ask you what's din al-haq, you're going to say Islam. But in this ayah, it means al-amal al-salih, righteous action. So he sent him with huda wa din al-haq. It's like saying he sent him with beneficial knowledge and righteous actions. He sent him with beneficial knowledge and righteous actions. Amal salih. لأن الدين, because the deen, هو amal. It is to act, or jizā' ala amal, or to be rewarded or punished for action. That's what the word deen in Arabic means. It is the action itself, or is reward or punishment. Like when we say in the Fatiha, when we say deen in Fatiha, we mean what? The day of judgment. Yawm al-jazā', the day of reward or punishment. I think all of this is very light. You know, it's just an appetizer, inshallah ta'ala. Everyone understands these points. But this should be something that we should be clear about, because this is the meaning of what the Sheikh wanted to express in the opening of his book, Aqidah al Wasitiyyah. Na'am. فَمِنْ لَقْوَ الْعَمَلِ, what proves that is from the actions that we do, the deen. قَوْلُهُ تَعَالَى, the statement of Allah is exalted, إِنَّ الدِّينَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ الْإِسْلَامِ. Very the deen with Allah is Islam. Surah Al-Imran, verse 19. This shows that deen is what? Action. The deen with Allah, that which must be practiced, that which must be implemented, that which must be done, is the deen of Islam. The actions of Islam, the behavior of Islam, the beliefs of Islam, the practices of Islam. This is the only deen with Allah. The only deen that Allah Ta'ala sent from the heavens. He didn't send 2 and 3 and 4 different deens. Adyan. He sent one deen that He Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is pleased with. For the time that He placed the creation upon this earth until the time He inherits it and all that is upon it, and it's the deen of Islam. This is just to show that deen is action. What shows that deen is jaza is the verse in Qur'an which says, jaza meaning punishment or reward, وَمَا أَتْرَاكَ مَا يَوْمَ الدِّينِ. And what will let you know what the day of deen is. The day of, they say, recompense. You guys say, that type of thing. And a reward and punishment. Al-Infitar, verse 17. Wal-haq, the deen al-haq, is the opposite of batil, falsehood. But this is the deen al-haq. And everything besides it is false, brothers. Everything besides it is batil. Everything besides it is not real. Everything besides it is a lie, or whispering from shaitan, or illusion, or a delusion. It is not real. It is not true. For there can only be one thing that's haq, and everything else is batil. Everything is batil. وَهُوَ أَيَّ الْحَقِّ, the truth, meaning that it includes جَبْ الْمَصَالِحِ, obtaining that which is of benefit, وَالدَّرْعَ الْمَفَاسِدِ, removing that which is harmful in ahkam, in the actions and the legislations, وَالْأَخْبَارِ, in the information that we receive. In other words, Islam is not going to bring you, brother, except that which is beneficial in the legislation and in what you believe and any information or news you get about it. And it's going to remove from you any falsehood and any harm, anything that is dangerous to that. Anything that is dangerous. Anything that is from the mafasid, from that which is corrupt, don't worry about it. Islam is going to remove that. It's going to remove it. Na'am. لِيُظْهِرُهُ عَلَى دِينِ كُلِّهِ. To make it apparent and dominating over all other religions or all other ways of life. Lam ta'lil. The lam here, when you say liyuhiru, lam ta'lil here is to give the meaning. And lam ta'lil means for the purpose, brother. For the purpose of izhar, to make it apparent. Huh? In other words, it wasn't sin except that it would be apparent. You wonder how Muslims can doubt after hearing this ayah. It wasn't sent except to make it apparent. It was never sent to be dominated, but to dominate. It was never sent except that it takes over. Except that it's apparent. Except that it's known. Ya'lihi, that it be tall and high. As Prophet Islam said in the hadith, some say authentic, some say other than that Islam is superior and nothing is superior to Islam. Then the dhuhur, when you say dhuhur in Arabic, it has the meaning of ulu, superiority and supremacy, being above something, right? Like you say, zahr al-dabba, the back of the animal. A'laha, the highest of it, highest part of the animal. Zahr al-ard, we're walking on zahr al-ard, aren't we? We're walking on the surface of the earth, the highest part of the earth. So the word zahr, the highest part. So dhuhur, it's hard. All of these should run in your mind and give you the meaning of supremacy, of highness, of being dominant. Right? As Allah says, وَلَوْ يَأْخِذُ اللَّهُ النَّاسَ بِمَا كَسَبُوا. If Allah was to take the people account for what they have earned, مَا تَرَكَ عَلَى ظَهْرِهَا مِنْ دَابَّةٍ. He would not left on the face of this earth not one beast. Everybody be gone. 5 to 45. Now make sure these matters are clear in your mind and in your heart, so that when we go over them again, there will be something that you can explain. Something that you can, you don't have to give great detail to it, but something that lives the first impression that you have taken this knowledge, and you have therefore absorbed it, and you have digested it, if you will, and you can relay it or convey what has been told to you of the meaning. This is the meaning of ayah. So in these durush you get lugha, you get aqidah, you get hadith, you get seerah, you get a little bit of everything, walillahi alhamd. It's an Islamic smorgasbord. You know? You get a little bit of everything. So this is tafsir of an ayah. And what does it mean when Allah says, all praise to Allah who has sent his messenger with the religion of truth to make it apparent over all religions? That ayah now should be something that you can explain and expound upon. وَالْحَافِظ يُظْهِرُهُ goes back to the messenger here. Alright? Ayat al-Rasul al-Din. He said it could be one or the other. If you take it back to the Deen al-Haq, فَكُلَّ مَنْ قَاتَلِ الدِّينِ الْحَقِّ, whoever fights for the religion of truth, whoever supports the religion of truth, سَيَكُونْ هُوَ الْعَالِي. He will be dominant. He will be superior. That's if you take the Sahab here back to the Deen al-Haq. Just in that brief thing in Arabic there. What does this ha go to? Who does it go back to? لِيُظْهِرُهُ. لِيُظْهِرُهُ. لِيُظْهِرُهُ, the Rasul, the messenger, or لِيُظْهِرُهُ, the deen, to make the deen apparent. It means, so if you go back to the deen, it means the one who, in fact, supports the deen, whoever he is, wherever he is, huwa al-ali. He's the one who's ali. He will be dominant, who will be successful, who will be the one who will have superiority. Then Allah يقول يظهره يظهر هذا الدين على الدين كله. Make this deen apparent over all other so-called religions. وعلى ما لا دين له, and upon the ones who don't have any deen. So therefore, if Allah is going to make it apparent over all adiyans or all religions, then He's going to make it apparent over those who don't have no religion first and foremost. An atheist has nothing coming. And someone who's upon a religion, other religions, Islam, got nothing coming. He's making it apparent over all other religions. What about those who have no religion? First and foremost, it's over that. لأن ما لا يدين أخبث ممن يدين بالباطل. يعني the one who has no deen is more filthy and worse than the one who doesn't have, than the one who worships Allah upon falsehood. The one who has no religion, who's walking around here telling me you don't believe in nothing. He's worse than the one who has a false religion. فإذن كل الأديان التي يزعم أهلها أنهم على حق, every deen or religion that the people claim that they're on the truth with, Deen Islam will be above it, brothers. Deen Islam will be apparent and over it. And therefore, those who have no religion and anyone other than those who have religion, of course, it's over them first and foremost. First and foremost. Now, lastly, when كان عائدا إلى الرسول, if it's going back to the Messenger alayhi salam, it means that Allah Tabarak Ta'ala will make the Messenger dominant because he has the deen of the haqq. وعلى كل تقديرين, whatever meaning we get from it, either the first or the second, فإن من تمسك بهذا الدين الحق, he who sticks to the religion of truth, this deen of truth, فهو ظاهر العالي, he will be victorious, he will be superior, he will be dominant. ومن ابتغى عزة في غيره, and he who seeks honor or prestige or power in otherness, فقد ابتغى الذل, he has sought humiliation. لأنه لا ظهور ولا عزة, because there's no apparent, no dominance, no victory, no honor, no power, لا كرامة, إلا بالدين الحق, except with the religion of truth. ولهذا أنا أدعوكم معشر الإخوة, Sheikh says, I call upon you all brothers, إلى التمسك بدين الله, that you stick to the deen of Allah, ظاهرا outwardly وباطنا inwardly, في العبادة, in your worship, والسلوك, in your manners and morals and behaviors, والأخلاق, or your practices and your morals and behaviors, وفي الدعوة إليه, and your calling to it, حتى تقوم الملة, until the millah, the deen is established, وتستقيم الأمة, وتستقيم الأمة, so that the ummah will be straight, and so that the ummah will be straight. The ending of the ayah is وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ شَهِيدًا, and Allah is sufficient as a witness. Allah is sufficient shahidan, as a witness. And وَكَفَى شَهَادَةِ اللَّهِ, al-mu'allaf ja'a bi-ayah. If somebody said, why did he say كَفَى بِاللَّهِ شَهِيدًا, nothing but Allah as a witness? We say, لِيُظْهِرُوا عَلَى دِينِ كُلِّ, is it for this, is this purpose? So that it will be victorious of all religions? And he says, قِيلَ الْمُنَاسِبَ ظَاهِرًا, the suitability of him saying that is clear. Because this Prophet ﷺ came and called the people and said, whoever of you obeys me will enter the Jannah, and whoever disobeys me will enter the fire. I like this point. Someone comes, a messenger comes, he's either lying or he's truthful. كَفَى بِاللَّهِ شَهِيدًا, enough of Allah as a witness. كَفَى بِاللَّهِ شَهِيدًا, enough of Allah as a witness. Keep that in your mind now. He is saying to the people, I'm a messenger of Allah to you all. You who obey me will go to the Jannah. You who disobey me will go to the hellfire. يقول بلسان الحال, and he's saying with the tongue of the situation. I think you know the difference between lisan al-maqal wa lisan al-hal. Lisan al-maqal, the tongue of the, don't get caught up on it, don't get heavy with this, brother. I'm just telling you, taking a little burden off you, inshallah. Lisan al-hal, lisan al-maqal. Lisan al-maqal is when you say something on your tongue directly to your brother. You know, you say, I'm poor, I need some help. You come in here raggedy as I don't know what, looking like you ain't ate in 5 or 6 days. shaking and stuttering or whatever, what are you saying to the tongue of your situation? I'm poor. That is the difference between the two. The lisan al-hal, the circumstance of the Prophet ﷺ, is saying, whoever obeys me, he's protected. And whoever disobeys me, I will fight until he enters into this deen. And I will make his blood lawful, and his wealth lawful, and his women lawful, and his children lawful. And when all of this man saying this to the whole world, to the Jews, to the Christians, to the Arabs, to the Persians, to the whole world, and each time he's victorious. He's ghalib. He's the one who's victorious. Then he's given establishment to the earth. Then he's given establishment, that Allah gave him establishment upon the earth. This is all what? A witnessing from Allah ta'ala that this man is truthful and that his deen is haq. Why had he been a liar? Would Allah have supported him? Had he been a liar, would Allah have given him victory? Had he been a liar, would Allah have protected him? This is a witnessing from Allah. So this is why Ibn Taymiyyah says, look to those who claim that they were prophets. What was their result? What was the end result of them? Why is nothing honorable about them? You certainly wouldn't say that if you're a believer. Right? No believer on earth would say anything honorable about them. Huh? Annasu, they were forgotten. Wahlaku, they were destroyed. Like Musaylim al-Kazab. Wal-Aswad al-Ansi. Huh? Wa-Ghulam Ahmad. Wa-Nobu Ali. Wa-Elijah Muhammad. And the rest of them. There's some others walking around here with this madness. وَغَيْرُهُمْ مِمَّا أَدَّعُوا النَّبُوَّةَ, others who claim prophethood. كُلُّهُمْ تَلَاشَوْا, they've forgotten, dissolved. Bana Butlan, told him, it's become apparent the falsity of their statement. Haramu wa haramu sawab, they were forbidden from that which is correct and from guidance. Lakin, but, wait a minute. Hadha Nabi, this prophet, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, al-aqs, total opposite. Da'watuhu al-an, his call even to today. Why, it's still moving, it's still pumping, it's still calling, it's still moving. Da'watuhu al-an, walhamdulillah, baqiyah, left just as it was. Just as it was. Nothing happened except the Prophet ﷺ passed away. Nothing happened except he was buried. Nothing happened except Abu Bakr left, and Umar left, and Uthman left, and Ali left, and Sa'd ibn Waqqas left, and Khalid ibn Walid left, Abu Rayd ibn Jarrah left, and on and on and on they left. Imam Shafi left, Imam Ahmad left, Ibn Taymiyyah left, al-Zahabi left, all of them left. But the deen was what? Baqiyah, mahfuz, preserved, just as it was. نسأل الله أن يثبتنا وإياكم إليها. May Allah give us firmness, the Sheikh says, upon it, you and me upon it. دعوته إلى أن باقية. His call is still, his da'wah is still present. وإلى أن تقوم الساعة, until the hour is established. ثابرة راسخة, firm and fixed and ingrained. يستبع بداته إلى يوم الدين إلى يوم دماء من نعواها من الكفار ومالي. And the blood of those who are not upon this deen is still lawful even to this day. And their women and their children can be taken as prisoners even to this day. Why the Shahada feel it? Like it who like it, and hate it who hate it, man. Like it who like it, and hate it who hate it. This is the earth of Allah, Ta'ala. This is the deen of Allah. And it's all owned by Allah, and you are owned by Allah, and I am owned by Allah. This is it. This is it. وهذه شهادة فعلية. This is an actual witnessing from Allah Ta'ala. ما أخذه الله. Allah did not take him, snatch him and say he's a liar. Nor did he expose him, nor did he belie him or say he's a liar. And this is why after he says, لِيُظْهِرُهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ, to make it dominant over all a deen again,
وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ شَهِيدًا. Do you understand what Taymiyyah is saying here? There is no way that someone can come claim they're a prophet and can claim they're a messenger. Come tell them all that if you obey me, you go to heaven. And if you disobey me, you go to hellfire. Make their blood halal. Take and imprison their women and make them part of the booty of the war and so on and so forth. Do all of this and then be supported. And his deen spreads far and wide. And to the Arab and the non-Arab enters it. This is an actuality of Allah witnessing to the fact, yes, my servant has spoken the truth. He is my messenger that I have been sent. Because every liar, the opposite has taken place. Look at these fools who claim to prophethood. Ghulam Ahmad died up on the toilet seat. A man from Ahl al-Hadith, Sheikh Taymiyyah, Salafi Sheikh, did mubahala with him. Oh, you think you're a messenger and a prophet of Allah, huh? All right. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do mubahala on the liar. Mubahala. You call your family, I call my family. You call your sons, I call my sons. You call your daughters, I call my daughters. You call your wife, I call my wife. You call it. And we send the curse of Allah upon the liar. Huh? Hakada. You know the fool went for it. He went for it. All of a sudden the disease hit him where he was constant in need of the restroom. On his bed. Couldn't turn from the right side to the left side except something was coming out. Get me to the toilet each minute. Died in that state. Died in that state. Sheikh Taymiyyah, he lived to be 100 and something and still had his shiny white teeth. Walking through the streets of Medina. I tell you, Ahl al-Hadith on the haq. They on the haq, man. وَلَكِنْ أَكْثَرُ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. But the majority of the people don't know. This is what the Sheikh has brought. And if he's starting out powerful like this, then you know the rest of it's going to be quite a ride. Walhamdulillah. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad.